So now we are starting our roundtable. Hopefully people will come and hello everybody. Hello everybody. So now we are in the English roundtable. English roundtable means I don't translate anything. So everybody is talking himself, herself. I don't translate anything. I will tell you now how it works in case you are first time in our meeting. So roundtable generally is the communication between men and women. Please stay mute. Please all stay mute. So round table is generally communication between men and women. And on the round table, we're talking about, or you talking about relationship, love. So it's most of the time the question, what women think in this situation, or what men think in this situation. So we are talking about things that Nastya, can you please stop taking photos? Don't take photos, please. Because it's, please. Let's make it as our secret meeting. So no photos, please. Okay, so what you can do now, if you're for first time, if you don't know how it works, what you can do now, you can start writing your questions. So boys for the girls, girls for the boys. You can do it in chat, because chat is open. You can start writing your questions to the other gender. As example, what is the age difference good for you? Or what are your expectations to the partner? Are you ready to move to the other country? How important are presents for you? So all possible questions you can ask. And we will talk really like men with women, women with men. So it's your communication. I just moderate. If you just want to listen, you're welcome, but stay mute, please. Everybody stays mute until I give you my permission. You can ask your question in the chat. You can do it already right now. You don't have to wait. If you want to turn your camera on, you can do it. If you don't want to, it's up to you. And very important, this online meeting is still like little, very closed, our secret single dating party. Even it's round table and conversation about love and a relationship and so on. So it means you're welcome to write your contact data in the chat. You're welcome to write to your contact information to the person you like to, because you can do it in Zoom. But please take a piece of paper and write down all information now, because I don't record anything. I don't record the chat. So it means as soon as I finish the meeting, all information will gone. Yeah. So I will repeat some of information, because we have some people who joined us later. So it means I will have to repeat some information. So round table for those who first time at such meeting, it's conversation between men and women. I just moderate. I don't translate today. I usually translate on the German round tables. So now I don't translate anything. You are welcome to ask your questions. You can write them in the chat, and I will take this question for our conversation. You are welcome. You're welcome to do everything you want to. You are welcome to write your contact information in the chat for other singles, so they can connect you after our meeting. If you don't want to post your information in the chat for everybody, you can write to the person you like to, but please do it during our meeting or while our meeting, because as soon as I finish the meeting, all information will disappear. I don't record anything, so I record only on YouTube, but it will be just me, Hi. So it means nobody can see your faces. I don't record the meeting, so it's just for us. Okay, so questions from George. Thank you so much for being such an active, so we have already first questions. Thank you, Ksenia, for having proposed this roundtable with women looking for a man. I suggest this question. What importance, madame, do you bring to the age difference? It was my idea. I said it. It was my idea. You're a cheater. You're a cheater. I said, it might be the question. Okay, girls, please, you can answer with your voice, you can answer with video, or you can write your answer. The question is, how important is the age difference? We always have this question, so let's start with something very simple. Who wants to answer? Dasha? Yeah, because you're the youngest one. I think you're the youngest one in this meeting. So it's really, you can even say how young you are, not old. So you are the youngest. That's why you are the first person to ask the question about importance of the age difference.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Ksenia. I'm 26, just in case. And I think Ksenia knows my answer because we have talked. So for me, age difference doesn't matter, and I think for most people it doesn't matter because it's important what connection you have and if that's a match, if you like this person. And sometimes people just meet, I don't know, on the job, for example. They don't know how old they are, more or less. And if they just like each other, they start dating, they start communicating. But probably there are some limitations, but not so much, I think. That's my opinion.
Be careful about saying that age doesn't important at all. Be careful, because, there is always possible to go up. Be careful. Okay, so girls or boys who wants to answer the question about how important is the age difference, but it was a question to the girls. Girls, who wants to answer the question about age difference? Девочки, если вы будете молчать, то разговора не будет. Но мы посидим 10-15 минут и пойдем по домам, потому что разговор может идти только, если вы будете участвовать. Если вы не участвуете, но разговора не будет. It was, strict Russian. So, girls, who wants to answer the question? Because you can write your answer in the chat. You are welcome, so you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. But the question is about how important is the age. Okay, Maria. Rescue me, Maria.
Hello. I think that age is important. For example, according to my experience, I was on several dates of communication with women who were older than me, and they never were interested in me. So always only the age of men who are interested in me is 5, 8 years younger than me, and maybe it's something for analysis. Anyway, I also thought that age is not important, but as I see, at least for men, it is important. They see something, maybe something in character, maybe something in plans. And obviously, women also as men in different age have different plans for life, maybe different way of living everyday life. And maybe it is not only age, but I think, yes, age, every man has some way as it seems which age his woman should be. And I think it will be very difficult for him to agree for a woman of other age.
Okay, really interesting, because so when you notice it's going to direction to men, so it was a question for the girls, but now it's rotating to men, if the age difference is important for men as well. Okay, girls, who wants to answer the question, because we are still on the question how important is the age difference for girls. But if any of men would like to answer this question, you're welcome. Just raise your hand. You have this yellow hand somewhere in your settings. Don't ask me where. Okay, Liliad. You have to unmute. First, у вас микрофон выключен.
Yes. Hello for everyone. I just want to tell, I already wrote in the chat, but I decided to spell it out. Yes. So I think the difference, when it's big difference between man and woman, it doesn't matter who is the man or the woman. Yes, older and younger. I think 10 years it's normal for a relationship because people can find the similar views, ways of lifestyle, even the music. Yes, sometimes kind of music is also important for someone, or something in common to have, because this age limits can't sometimes help to connect very close. This is my opinion. Of course, someone can have a different opinion. I hope
Yeah, got it. Okay, thank you. So who else wants to answer the question about importance of age difference? Who wants to say his opinion? Come on, guys! The conversation can be interesting only if you're talking, not me. I can tell you my stories, all day long, but it's not about me, it's about you. Come on. Who wants to answer? I don't know you. Okay. I got thumb up. Okay. WD. I don't know who you are. You can...
Hi, Ksenia. How are you? Good morning. It's morning. I'm in San Francisco, California.
Okay.
I just want to make an observation about age, the difference in age, and that is that I can only give an example of my own parents. My mom and dad had an age difference of like 16 years. My father was 16 years older than my mom. And my father passed away at the age of 75. And my mom is, she's still living. She's currently actually 93 years old. So I think around the world, in whatever country you're in, I think men tend to pass away earlier than women. And so that's something to consider. Particularly for women. I mean, fortunately, my mom has a lot of children and grandchildren, so that's great. But if you have a loved one, a spouse, and they pass away, 20 years before you, then women have to consider, like, well, what am I going to do for the next 20 years? I don't have a support system, a spouse, and so. You have to. It's just not thinking about right now and the current. You have to think maybe 20 or 30 years down the road.
I got some questions. Thank you for your answer. I don't know your name. So Anastasia wrote on YouTube, no more than 10 years. Psychologists say so. I agree. And Dadala wrote there shouldn't be any numerical limit. It's really interesting because some people think about 5-10 years. Some people say, it doesn't important at all. We discussed a question about age difference. Who wants to answer this question? Boys, girls? Okay, so and don't forget, at the time I tried to reanimate you, reanimate our conversation. You can post your contact information in the chat, and other people can contact you after we finish our meeting. So you're welcome to do it if you want to, or you can choose the person you like and write to this person directly. Okay, girls. I got once again the question from the men, but so girls are not so active today. Okay, girls, maybe your question from you. Some we have a lot of men who would like to talk to you now. So question from the girls. Okay, come on.
Это можно вопрос задать девушкам? Извините, что я на русском, я просто не очень хорошо говорю.
Я предупреждала, что я ничего переводить.
У меня есть вопросы на английском, я подготовилась, но я... Hello everyone, but I don't speak English, but I have a questions. What do you call happiness in life?
Okay, interesting. Okay, happiness in life. Okay, guys, who wants to answer? Who wants to describe his happiness? What does it mean for you? Who wants to answer? You're so boring today. Sorry, guys. Come on. Who is the most active? Who is the most active in the chat now? Okay, the question from the girls. Okay, Kaustuf, come on, rescue us.
Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever part of the world you are. This is a very difficult question. Happiness is actually relative for everybody. The happiness definition of happiness is different. So I am being happy with seeing some scenery or mountain. Somebody is not. Somebody is happy with his good bank balance. So happiness is actually a relative thing, relative matter. However, what we feel like in a relationship, happiness is very subtle, and if we share some small things together and do not ignore the other person, I think the relationship should be in a very good way. And after certain years of age also, like any relationship, first 6 months, 1 year, it looks very rosy. Everything is good, and suddenly you find that you are not correct. Somebody's things are not right, or something like that. So if we correct ourselves, and if we compromise the things, like if we understand each other, so happiness should be there, and the relationship will grow like in a good way. So that's what I feel that happiness is.
But I think it wasn't the question exactly about happiness in relationship. It was a question about general question. Happiness.
A general question. Happiness is actually, it is relative. I mean, for you, the happiness is something else. For me, happiness is something else. However, when we see the things in a positive direction, positive way, even if the difficulties also come, we still feel happy. We still smile, and that is the happiness. That is the beauty of happiness.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we got one answer about happiness here. Thank you. Who else, boys? Who else wants to answer the question about what make you happy? What is happiness for you? Or maybe maybe we can ask it what can make you happy, because it's nearly the same thing. Now men are sitting and looking at me, and nobody wants to answer. Come on, answer something. Okay, so California boy, I don't know your name, but so thank you for being active.
I'm a little bit shy. Happiness, I think, is a very elusive thing for many people. I believe that we basically, when we're born as a child, I think we all share the same views because we're so innocent when you're young and a baby. And so I think as growing up as a teenager, happiness is regardless of where you're from or what culture or what language you speak, I think we basically all want the same thing. We want to go to school, get a good education. After graduating, you want to get a good job, be financially stable. And eventually, of course, the reason why we're here is to find a loved one and get married, start a family, live happily ever after, and just enjoy life to its fullest. And so I think that's what happiness. But for many people, it is very elusive. There's particularly during the COVID shutdowns, the pandemic, I think it brought into focus how inequitable our society really is. I saw a lot of just anger, frustrations, just people acting out, and so it kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of people's plans, and I think it's going to take years for many people to recover from that. So, that's my feedback.
Okay. Okay, so the answer is happiness is elusive. Illusion. It's our illusion. Thank you. Okay, guys, who wants as a man? Now boys. Question for boys. Who else wants to answer the question about what can make you happy? What is happiness for you? Come on, it's interesting even to think about. Oh, George. Okay, you can answer, George.
For me, happiness is sharing with the other person in a context with good balance, with harmony. You are able to hearing the woman when you are a man, and as a woman you are able to bring your man in a context very quiet, and you can sharing together project to the future, and you are able to do effort in this way, because nobody is perfect, you know it, and the happiness is a fruit of effort from each side.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So boys, who else wants to answer the question about happiness? What is happiness for you? What can make you happy? You can write it if you want to. You don't have to answer. You don't. But it would be really nice if you would be more active. Oh, I'm falling asleep. Okay, so I'm just reading in the chat. For new people who joined us currently, you are welcome to write your contact information in the chat, because it will help other singles to find you after we finish, because as soon as I finish the meeting, everything will disappear. So please be active, write your contact information, take a piece of paper, write down the contact information of other singles. If you don't want to write it in the comment chat, you can contact people directly. Some people are sitting with cameras on, some people are without, but still you can make a try and contact people. So I got one other answer about making happy, doing something you enjoy. Really interesting thing, doing something you enjoy. Okay, now we go to the back to the girls. Now I need a question for the girls. I will torture you. I will not leave you, just sit and look at me. Come on. Okay, Lilia, you want to say something? Майя, давайте, спасайте меня.
Может, по очереди, может, каждая по все вопросы задаст, так или так нельзя? Каждая, например, кто свой вопрос приготовит, или разные девушки.
Сейчас очередь такая, что мальчики задают вопрос девочке.
Ага, хорошо, тогда извиняюсь, все, я молчу. Ой, я так поняла, что я могу задать вопрос, или я не права?
Давай, не вообще мальчики сейчас отвечали, так что от мальчиков должен быть вопрос.
Окей, тогда выключаюсь.
Okay, boys, now I need a question from you to the girls. You can write the question down in the chat if you want to, because I can read if you write it in the comment chat or if you write it directly to me, but you have to communicate. I just moderate what's going on. Boys. I'm not going to sing, but boys.
I have already written a question.
Okay, come on. Yeah. Okay, cow stuff.
Yeah, I have already written a few minutes back.
Okay, so I didn't see it. Okay, so you can repeat your question.
Yeah, what are the basic criteria for a man, a woman seek for?
Okay, basic criteria of men, women searching for. Okay, so
Searching for.
yeah. So вопрос о том, какого мальчика ищем, да? Yeah. Important things you're searching for. Сейчас начинается мучение в обратную сторону. Я прямо не могу, мне прям так неудобно уже. Ну, кто из девочек будет? Мария, давайте, солнце мое, давайте.
I can answer what are my criteria. First of all, that man should be very risky man. I can explain why. As I live in Russia, it would be impossible in our relationships to look through how well we pass each other for a long time. Like, for example, if you meet a girl who lives in your house, your neighbor girl, you can wait for years and maybe date with her for years and meet each other every day and decide as long as you want. In case if you decide to date with a girl from other country, it means that every your meet should be specially organized. Both of you need to do a lot of effort to see each other. If you will decide to make your decision for years, it it can lead to nothing, I think. And it means that decision should be made based on lack of information, which I think is a little bit riskier. And risky in not in a bad way, like when you gamble or something like this, but I mean that you, the man, as also I, should decide that yes, it can be that we will make mistake, as it can be even if you know a person for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years before marriage. It can be that maybe you will make a mistake, and if man will be afraid of making that mistake, if he will decide to make more and more tests, meet each other again and again, to be absolutely sure that everything will be go good, it can be very long. So I consider person whom I'm looking for as risky person, because I think that relationships with someone who lives abroad, especially who lives in Russia, especially nowadays, is a risky thing. And we have a saying in Russia, who never risks never drinks champagne. And I think that that risk can give you a lot of benefits, which not so risky person will never get. That's first of all. Mm-hmm. And other things maybe will sound a little bit well known, as surely we all want a person who will not cheat with us, who will say what he really means. And it's not from man, from woman, it's universal. We all prefer to communicate, and especially to build relationships with people to whom we can trust, and with whom you can easily communicate, knowing that what was said yesterday would be repeated today in the same way, and it will not suddenly change. That's maybe two most important things for me.
Okay, got it. I'm not single woman, but I can add to this risky, because risky it's in direction dangerous, and thinking about mistakes, I think generally wrong thing. Despite all the situation what's happening now, we had 2 years of hard training. We had 2 years of COVID, and 2 years of COVID. In our agency, in my agency, we discovered so many things couples can do together in different countries. They cook together, they dance together, they had wine dates, they did exercises. probably they did something more than only exercises, but I didn't ask so deep. So there are really, if you think about it, I still have webinars on YouTube about what can you do online through video with your partner to build up your relationship. So it means risky. Yes, I agree with you. It's no risk, no fun. But you can make this as safe risk. You can really build up your relationship on distance through video communication, because as I said, there are, I don't know, hundreds things you can do together. Watching films, watching parties. How many watching parties we had during COVID? I don't know, so it's like watching together. Girls met together, drinking parties on Zoom. Zoom was our life. It's always possible to replicate it, unfortunately. So risk should be safe. Okay, girls, the question is for you. What are the qualities you are searching in your partners? Who wants to answer? Seriously? Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait. Who wants to answer the question about... Лилия, давайте вы хоть... Куда вы там спрятались? Приходите, ответьте вы. Кто-нибудь ответьте.
About what? About what the criteria I should... Of course, I totally agree with Maria, because I would not say the risk. I would say that the person have to understand that we are the foreigners, and everything that could happen, it could happen more quickly than it could be with their native girls and women, who lives a neighbor to the guys, because we don't have so much time. Yes, because we can't see each other so often, like it can be in the real life when we met men from our city. Yes, so of course men should understand that this is another way of relationship and another way of meetings, and to take it serious. It's not just to have a fun, and just because mostly women here in Ksenia agency, they are ready for serious relationship and ready for marriage and ready for to give all the heart, to give all the warmth, to give all ourselves to get the family, to build the good and warm relationship with the man. Of course, that's also I would add to what Maria told us, and I think this is our criteria to understand this serious way of these relationships between foreigners, between boy and girl from different countries. It doesn't matter, maybe it's a little bit Russian and maybe another. It's always like this.
It's really very interesting thing about Tinder or similar platforms, because the most asked question or the most popular question on the dating platforms: what is your goal? What are you searching for? What kind of relationship are you searching for? And I think they search through the matchmaker service. It's reduced this question. You don't have to ask it. So for all of us, it's something like basic answer or basement we build everything on. Or everybody wants to find a serious relationship. The question is, of course, how? And we all try to find the answer to this how.
I understand that this is our platform. I just see that this is a platform to build a really serious relationship without any cheating, without any of these problems, or because girls, women, they are really ready for this. They came
to build normal relationship with the full our heart.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Yasu, I thought I emphasized it, right? Nice greeting. If you talk about one criteria, then for me it's nobility. Okay, can you explain it? Because I saw some, you turn your camera on sometimes, maybe you can explain it in more details, if you can. Girls, we are on the question, what's the qualities you are searching on the men, basic qualities, what are your expectation to boys? And somebody wants to answer the question. У нас такое ощущение, что будет Маша с Лилией и с Дашей общаться, с двумя кавалерами, с Джорджем и с Каустовым. Получается, 5 человек говорят, остальные 27 сидят в это... Настя вопросы задает, да? I said in Russian, it looks like Maria, Lilia, Daria and Nastya communicate with Kaustov, with George and with boy from California, that's all. 6 people are talking and 26 people are just listening. Thank you for visiting our radio.
Я могу говорить, но не на английском.
Видите,
на украинский. Хотите, перейду на український для мужчин? Им интересно, может, украинскую мову послухать.
Да, нет, не подводите меня так уж. Давайте. Не, подождите, у Маши был вопрос к Валерам,
Хорошо.
Да? Давайте. Ага. Okay. 6 people talking, 26 people are listening, watching, you know, it's amazing communication. Okay, Маш, давайте.
Actually, I wanted to ask something similar.
Okay.
Something similar to questions which came to us. What is the main thing you are watching in a woman, and if it's somehow connected that with the fact that you are searching a woman from other country?
Wait, I had in chat. I had one other question. It was really more interesting.
Okay.
It was Rak. I don't know what's the name of this girl, guys. What makes you want to commit and stay loyal to a woman? It's even more interesting. Rak, I don't know your real name, but I like the question. So, what makes you want to commit and stay loyal to a woman? So it's the same question. What the qualities can bring you to commit, want you to commit? This is the same question, but from the other perspective. What makes you want to commit and stay loyal to a woman? Okay, Kaustov, George, and boy from California, you know, so that's all. And the other was just, you know, heads in silence. Okay, come on, Kaustov, rescue me. You are the hero of the day. Unmute yourself, yeah.
So, whose question I should answer? Maria's or?
No, it's the same question. What qualities you expect, or what makes you want to commit? You know, so it's the same question from the other angle.
Yeah. See, commitment, loyalty, all these are, you know, very heavy words, and it looks and sounds very nice, but when it comes to reality, it actually are difficult things to do. Difficult in the sense like if you are honest to yourself, you can do. But sometimes it happens that, you know, why we see that, you know, the relationship broken or something like that because of this trust factor and loyalty. So what I feel is like loyalty is a very, you know, you should be loyal and you should, you know, share every single, you know, small things to your partner, so that if you do some mistake also that can be corrected. And like other qualities, what I search for a woman, and especially from abroad and from Russia and all this part of the world, like she should be like, she should understand the other culture, because she is also not looking a Russian man or her country's man. So that means 2 different countries means 2 different cultures. So there would be like understanding issues. There would be some, you know, adaptability issues. initially. But ultimately, if ultimately the heart connection should be strong, and if that is there, and no barrier should should be a problem for making a relationship and continuing the relationship. And for me, is important is like she should be caring, she should be understanding, and definitely like as I told you that nobody is perfect in the world. Sometimes it happens that bad times will come and hard times will come. So in a relationship, we have to fight together. That is the main thing what we find, and I believe in a relationship.
I really like what you said, because being as foreign women, it's always expectation, very often expectation, he should understand my culture, my mentality. But it's very important thing you said, that the same expectance, the same understanding she should bring into relationship, because if she goes to some other country, she has to understand what's going on. It's more important.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. George?
About
Qualities you are searching for, what's important in women, what makes you to commit, the same question.
for me, the very important is in a relationship, if you want to meet a woman with a project simple only relationship, or you have the project to build a family. For sure, if you have the hope to get children together, you have to be in full confidence with the other person. I think it's obvious. Big difference between the people are ready to build a family and with new children and people without in this idea. Big difference for men and for women, I think.
Okay, thank you. Boy from California, are you going to answer the question, what's important for you? I still don't know your name, but I like your answers. California, come on.
You also have to understand the difference in time between Moscow and San Francisco. So it's earlier in the evening in Europe. In San Francisco, it's very early in the morning. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
The question was, what the qualities you are searching for, what the qualities in women you appreciate, what makes you commit, the same question.
Probably the most important quality to me is loyalty. Loyalty. I think in as far as many of my friends in the San Francisco Bay Area, and even my friends in other countries, I see a lot of selfishness in people, and whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But there's a saying that in life you should take care of yourself and take care of others. So I see a lot of people taking care of themselves, but they really don't take care of others, and that I think causes a lot of friction, causes a lot of jealousy, causes a lot of other issues, side effects that eventually ends up in a divorce. So I think so. Back to your question, I think loyalty is the most important thing.
I agree. Thank you.
I want to add another point.
Okay, of course.
Patience is also very important. Nowadays, we are very short of patience. We do not find that we should be patient, but patience is very important. Like if yes, hard times comes, but we should be patient to come and overcome that situation. So that we are missing these days. I don't know. It is our bad luck, but we are a little bit short patient. What I feel.
Thank you, Tinder. Right, left. If I don't like you, I will swipe next, and I will swipe the next person. It's swiping. Yesterday, I recorded interview, very interesting interview with one Jewish matchmaker, because I started recording interviews about matchmaking in other countries, what are traditions, very interesting stuff. And she said in very religious Jewish families, there is not such thing as divorce, because they decided to each other, for each other, and just because they believe in something, in this situation, they believe in the God, and they are religious, they try to rescue the family, because searching for the next one, it's not a solution. So and I think it was a couple of generations before, not searching immediately, searching and going, and so
again that is also I do not support. I mean, see, it is not that you have to be with the person whom you don't find. So ultimate, after some certain period of time, yes, it can be, but it's not very easy way. What I say is, like, you should try. So it should not be very frequent kind of thing, that okay, I like you, after 6 months I do not like you, so okay. So it's not like that. You have to be patient, and then you try it out. Yes, after some several tries, if it is not working, fine. There is a process. Yeah, that's what I.
Okay, in the previous round we had this question for the girls, and Yasa answered about your expectation. In other words, a noble person has an internal moral code and always makes the right choice, worthy of respect and self-respect. He does not expect encouragement or gratitude. Really interesting. But simply tries to do best. A noble person understands perfectly well what is fair and what is not. He does not give in to emotions and never judge prejudicedly. Okay, yeah. But so it's really interesting thing, because what I heard quite often from Russian men, something like, yeah, with the woman, she has to encourage me. No, she hasn't. I think it's the quality we have to have in ourselves just from the beginning for relationship, and not because of relationship. Okay. The question is, what do you think you'll do in retirement? Nastya killed us with your question. What do you think you'll do in retirement? How do you see yourself in 10 years? Who wants to share the plans about retirement? Let's think about future. What are we going to do?
To eat, to sleep.
to eat, to sleep, gardening.
Every day.
Gardening, you forgot about gardening, potato. What else? Okay, but it's really interesting, a very interesting topic. Now we walk, and this our California guest said the dream about happiness, it's to walk, to have a family. But what are we going to do if we are really old and cannot walk or don't walk? Okay, California, you're answering.
Okay, so here's what I envision as far as where I'm going to be at in 10 years. It's going to be plan A, where I get married and I have a family and I have a beautiful son or daughter. That's plan A. Plan B is that if I don't find that special someone, I will be traveling, I will be playing sports, I will be going fishing, I will spend time with my friends, and traveling is very important. I certainly enjoy learning new cultures and new languages, and so that's my plan B.
Okay, thank you. Traveling with children, so you have to choose. You have to choose what to do, traveling with children or children with church. Okay, George, what's your plan in 10 years or for retirement? You turn off your microphone. Do it. George, we can't hear you. You turn it off. Now.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can talk.
I can give to you a little idea. I am 69. I work 48 years in a big company in France. I am father of little boy 4 years and a half. Very, very nice little boy. And I got since a few months a new job. I don't job for money. I work only for pleasure. And how to say, I am in very good shape. And I do sport every 3 or 4 times a week. And I hope to keep in good AC for the next year. And I ride several motorcycles. I use little airplane, and I travel a lot. I think to have a positive life. Perhaps you have a bad idea about retired life. If you are in good health and you prepare before, retired time can be very interesting time.
Okay, cool. So, and you have 4 years old son?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Thibaut.
Okay. You know.
I sent to you a picture.
Okay, thank you. Chapeau. Okay, so we discussed the question, what are you going to do in 10 years, or what are you going to do when you are retired? Boys, girls, whoever wants, you can answer. Free round. Everybody is invited. Okay, Kaustov.
I am 45 now, so 10 years I will not retire. That is number one. However, I have my own business in travel and tourism. So maybe after 20 years, 25 years, if I do not find, my energy to work, maybe that time I will say that, I will retire. And definitely traveling is my passion. So definitely I want to travel, and with my family, of course. And now I am traveling, but traveling for my work and pleasure, both. That time only for pleasure and, with my family. So giving a proper time in the family and to enjoy the retirement age.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. Okay, boys, girls, who else wants to answer the question about what are you going to do in 10 years? What are your plans for your retirement? It's early to think about, but it's really interesting just to imagine. Come on. Who wants to answer the question? I will look at you and keep silent.
Hey, girls also allowed.
Okay.
In 10 years, I will be retirement also. And actually had a very straight plan for my whole life. 2 years ago, I was married. I worked in an American company already 17 years, and I was going to work there till my retirement and planned everything. Then in pandemic, and then things other which came after pandemic, all my life changed, and I'm now not working on my previous job. I am divorced. I'm free, and first time I looked around and thought about other ways of planning your life, not which I thought was the only way. Then I saw like 360 degrees around what is possible, and I also have like plan A and plan B. Plan A is if all that new opportunities I really enjoy right now with that new opportunities that came to my life, but I don't know how long it will be. If it will not get boring to me to live active life with a lot of travels and changing lifestyle oftenly, then maybe in 10 years I will still be in it. And after retirement, my my idyllic picture is living somewhere in very little village, not far from sea. Doesn't matter South Sea or North Sea, because main thing that I see from that sea is that there is a little market where I can go every morning, buy some fish or seafood and different very fresh and local products, and cook something for a lot of people. I don't know yet who that people will be. Maybe it will be my big family, a lot of kids, uncles, and so on. Maybe it will be a little family hotel where I will have guests and I will feed them. But maybe, I think that yes, most pleasurable thing for me will be something like this. Being close to local food, which will give me opportunity to creatively feed people and enjoy of it every day.
Crazy. Crazy. My dream is to buy food and cook it for many people.
That's my hobby.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, boys, girls, who wants to answer the question about what is your dream or what is your picture about when you get retired, or what are you going to do in 10 years? Who wants to share it with us? This radio, this silence radio. Amazing. Okay, so Yiso is answering. If I am married, then I will have a family, children, as well as conduct additional project, charity. If I am not married, then I want to take the children from the orphanage. It's really interesting, it's really interesting discussion about having own children or, adopted children, because it's not all people are ready for it. It's not all people want to do it. Chapeau again. Okay, so who wants to share some ideas about your retirement, what are you going to do in 10 years, and maybe ask some questions? Such silent group, it's really first time so silent. Okay, boys and girls, I'm not feeling comfortable to torture you and push you to... Okay, Lilia, come on.
I want to ask the question, yes, about the future. I'm not so older than to get retired, because I'm 42. So, and 10 years for me, it's working. It's something like this. And actually, I would not, of course, maybe I have like a little plan in my head, but in this kind of future that we have, and nowadays that we don't know what will be. Yes, we just need to live right now, because it's so strange times. We don't know what will be. It's pandemic. It's another situation. Yes, around our country, for example, we didn't know that it could happen like this. Yes, so we have to, and me have to live through these days, and every day is the second chance. To live it how you want. And of course, we all have like preferences in life to travel. Of course, everybody like to travel and to do some things. Somebody want to feed someone. Yes, so it's just. I want to say that even we would have this plan. It could be not happened. We just have to take it not so serious and live for today. Today to get the pleasure. Today to get the happiness. To get to all opportunities that we have in this life. This is for me. It's very important to have this skill inside. And also, can I ask the question?
Sure.
Yes. So I want to ask guys, maybe the girls will answer also, what kind of information you could tell about yourself at the first date? What it will be? Yes. And what kind of information you would never say
So you would never tell to your date partner.
Okay.
This
George wants to answer. He's the first one. Okay, come on.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. As a project in your job, you have to explain who you are, where you go, and with which level you want to go, and which place you are offered to your wife to share with you your project. And you have to be very clear about your ideas and how you consider your wife. And she has to be ready to share with you many years, and you have to be very carefully about communication and to take care about what she wants.
And what are the things you would never tell your date partner on the first date?
And I avoid to speak about so bad experience, because perhaps the worst is the instability of the other person. If you are somebody in front of you unstable, it's very, very difficult to build something.
Okay.
And,
Okay, thank you. I like this date as a project, So first date is a project, you have to be very clear about what you want to. Great. Thank you. So guys, guys, girls who wants to be discuss the first date, what information are you going to tell your date partner at the first date, or what, on the other hand, what is the information you will never tell your date partner at the first date? Okay, who wants to answer? Just talking about first date. So I look at these boring faces, so those who watch from the laptop like I do, it's something like they came just to listen, they're not really listening, they're so bored. Okay, California boy, come on, tell us about your first dates.
Okay, so that's a good question. I'll start off with something that I would not share, and that is my dating history. I think most men, regardless of where you're at, once you reach in your 40s and 50s, you've probably had a number of different girlfriends if you have never been married before, and I think that that kind of information should stay private, and that goes for the women as well. So that's something I would not share, just as a courtesy and respect for the other party. One thing I would probably share is what I've been doing with my life over the last years. Things like education, what kind of work I do, my family history, that things of that nature. I have no problem sharing with. And so I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, boys, girls, who wants to answer the question about the first date? What are you going to tell your date partner, and what kind of information you will never share with your date partner? Who wants to answer this question? Boring faces. Okay, so we just stop it because I feel like I'm in kindergarten. No, I feel like I'm in circus, like ringmaster for with elephants. Run, elephant, run, do something. Okay, Maria, come on. First date. The question about first date.
I'm quite an open person. I was asked very strange questions sometimes, and I can easily answer because I understand that if person asks, maybe for somehow it is interesting to him. The only thing that I will not obviously discuss on first date is sexual preferences and everything which comes from intimate zone, and not because I am shy of it or something like that. I just think that if if a man on the first date asks such questions and tries to stand up such topics, it's I think it's quite rude, first of all, and second, I think that somehow it shows his interested in me, let's say, not like in the personality. And that's not because I want to hide something. That's because I just will, will decide that it's not because not to take information, it's to maybe make me feel uncomfortable or something for this. All things I think should be discussable, because we never know what is important for a person. For someone, it's important education. For someone, it's important what were relationships in your family, maybe between your parents. And once I was very detailedly asked about all nationalities which my blood contains, and then I knew that it was looking for Jewish nationality, which I don't have. But I answered, felt strange, but still answered. I think all other questions should be answered.
Yeah, because for Jewish people it's very important, if they want to stay in this culture, in this tradition, for them it's really very important. So that's why you've been asked.
But I didn't know that he's Jewish. That's why I was surprised. And he didn't ask, do you have Jewish? He just asked, and whose mother, and whose father, and whose grandmother, and whose grandfather? And I felt like a little bit strange, but still I answered. Then he was disappointed that I didn't say anything about Jewish roots.
You should advise him next time he goes to the date, he should wear this kippah just to show his nationality. It will avoid unnecessary questions.
I said, and he said that girl may pretend that he has Jewish blood. Somehow, maybe he thinks it's makes us better when we have it. I don't have it. I don't know. But yes, he especially asked without saying what exactly he wants to hear, because he was afraid that I will cheat him that I'm Jewish, like this.
Yeah, talking about experience with first dates, it should be something like comedy club. Absolutely, everybody has such stories. I think we can drink and tell each other such stories all night long. Okay, so who wants to tell us about what are you going to tell on the first date, what you never will share on the first date, so what is appropriate, what is no-goes for the first date? Who wants to share it with us? What is happening with some sun activity? Okay, boys and girls, I give you 5 minutes. You can, if you want to, you can write your contact information in the chat for those who might contact you after this meeting, and we stop, because I don't feel comfortable just to torture you, and unfortunately only few people are active. California boy, you can say you are my hero today. You, George, Maria, Kaustuf, Nastya, definitely, Lilia, my heroes. Thank you so much. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, no question. Because nobody's answering.
No, I think Maria will answer that. I think she will answer that.
Okay, ask your question to Maria, but you can exchange contact information.
No,
ask you directly.
To everybody.
Okay.
How important is money or gifts to a woman's life from a man?
It was my question. I said it from the first minutes. You're cheating again. Okay, so Maria. Okay, question for you.
As I came later and I didn't hear.
I also didn't hear. Yeah.
Don't lie.
Okay, we can talk with each other, and everybody will listen. I can say that I think that for every person, neither man or woman, it's surely important to feel cared and presence from both sides is the way to show that you're interested in person. And if you cannot, let's say so, if you cannot show it with presence, find a way to show it in some other type. But I think that presence is really very, very short, easy, nice, and pleasant way to show your attitude. And talking about money, surely it depends. For example, if a man wants to marry and have 5 kids, he should think how he will feed them, because usually they tend to want to eat, to learn, and a lot of other things. And especially in situations, surely, when man marries woman from other country, who will obviously, even if they will decide that woman will work and earn her own money, it will surely take time. And for that time, they should be both prepared, and he should understand that either he has some savings or enough income for this period, either he should directly look for a woman who has her own savings for that period, discuss it, and then she should know in the beginning that she can base her income only on herself. So I think it's very important. Money presence is very important, and very important to discuss in the very beginning. And for example, in our Russian culture, there is a problem with it. For example, I have a problem with it. To discuss such things, I easily, for example, spend money, but for me, and I easily give presents, but I will never ask for a present. And maybe it's even wrong. Not maybe, I know already, as I sometimes in agency, and maybe sometimes with women from my culture, it's better to be a little bit initiative in it, because maybe you will never be asked, but it's always pleasurable for everyone, for man and woman, to have to see good attitude yourself.
Okay, so thank you. Californian boy, WD.
With all due respect, Maria, I totally disagree with you. I would never discuss money on the first date. That's my culture. So it's just something.
Well, I disagree. I didn't say that it should be discussed on the first date. I said that it should be discussed before decision to marry and to move to other country will be made.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that decision is usually made on the first date. Maybe in California it's different.
I misunderstood you then.
because of the sun, sun is shining, and people decide quicker than in North.
I also feel jealous to guy from California.
Me too.
There was I just want to make one other comment, and that is, there was a question on the chat room. Somebody asked for people's birth date. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to share. My birthday is April 17th.
Oh, tomorrow.
But in San Francisco, it's actually April 16th right now. I think in Moscow it's April 17th. Is that correct?
No, not yet. Not yet. But
not yet.
Not yet.
In a few hours. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so happy birthday! Happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
I also learned something with the Russian culture when I was in Moscow and St. Petersburg. I actually met a woman there, and I on my first date I brought her a dozen roses, a dozen flowers, and in America it's actually they buy flowers by the dozen, but I understand in Moscow it's a no. Is that correct? They go by odd numbers. Instead of 12, you're supposed to get like 11 or something like that.
No, if you buy flowers, it should be 1, 3, 5, 7, 7, 9, 11. Because
exactly.
Yes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's for dead people, so we bring it to the cemetery only.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was totally blindsided by that, and it's a lesson learned. You know, when you travel to other countries and you learn new customs, and people do things differently. So
Yeah, I think it's such amazing thing to speak about different cultures, different mentalities, and even different dating in different countries. It's such a great thing.
incidentally, Ksenia, you still have your office in St. Petersburg off Nevsky Prospect?
Not Nevsky, yes, close. So yes, of course I do. Of course I do. I was there in February with two guys, and we even filmed how dating in Russia is working right now. Yeah. And we are going to host a party in August, because in August my agency will celebrate 25 years. We will celebrate it huge in St. Petersburg, and I will host the party. So I have some candidates who are ready to travel to St. Petersburg with me. And meet Russian girls even now, because love never stops. Yeah. Okay. So guys, so I give you a couple of minutes. You can exchange contact information in chat if you want to. If you don't want to, So I still hope you had a great time. Unfortunately, not so much activity, but thank you, Maria. Thank you, Kaustav. Thank you, George. Thank you, Nastya, Daria, a little bit, Lilia. Thank you so much. Yasu wrote in the chat. Our Californian, WD. You can write to each other in the chat if you want to. You can leave your contact information in the chat for everybody if you want to. So I leave you for 5 minutes. We'll drink my tea, and in 5 minutes I will just finish the meeting. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for at least listening. Maybe not talking, but at least listening. Thank you so much. I wish you good Sunday, and of course, happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. How was your Maria, Ksenia? How was your? You flew to New York City, is that correct?
Yeah.
How was your trip in New York?
It was great. It was conference for matchmakers. So it's 20 years of Matchmaking Institute. I have their certificate. So it was really a interesting gathering of matchmakers, and a lot of discussion. My highlight was one guy. He's therapist for couples therapist, and he wrote a book about this man attitude. He thinks that men are afraid of women. So we expect men being strong and making decisions and being risky and being this and that. But if you look inside, if you look deep, men are afraid of women. And I think it's such interesting attitude, because it helps women to understand men better, and it helps men to understand themselves better and build happier relationship if they understand they are really intimidated. Maybe not like fear, but intimidated. Yes, okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. So I just disappear for a couple of minutes, and after it I will close the meeting. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I hope to see you next time, and I hope next time more people will be more active. I'm sorry to criticizing you, but I hope next time it will be, more power. Thank you so much. I leave you, so I really leave you for a couple of minutes. You can exchange your contact information in chat, and after it I will close the meeting. Thank you.
Спасибо вам тоже большое за то, что организовали встречу. Очень приятно вас видеть. Вы, как всегда, красивая, веселая, позитивная. Очень приятно было с вами поговорить, увидеть вас.
Спасибо большое.
Спасибо большое.
Спасибо.